What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Buckles Locker with your host. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you all new videos that's posted on this channel. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend. I did. Hope everybody's family's safe. I am tired. Had a long weekend. Shout out to all the Bucks channels and platforms out there. Keep supporting your team. Win or lose, it's okay. We all still in the same ship. Still Super Bowl or bust, but we'll get to that. But I'm pretty sure a lot of folks probably wondering, where was he at Sunday? Sunday I could not do a live stream. I let that be known. But I still watched the game. Interesting, right? And I watched it. I watched it twice already. So we're gonna get down to what happened, right? Tough game. It was a tough game. It was hard to watch. Before I even start, let me give you some shout outs. Jester 187, Joester 187. What's up, George? Mom for Christ, Sandoval 813, Robert Burks, Eli, what's up? Lamarcus, DSG Carlos, Buck Fanatic, and Brent O'Neill. Yeah, it was ugly. All right, so the winner of last week, the score prediction, was Keffy Casey, Kansas City Chief fan. He got the closest score. He had 33-27. He predicted Kansas City will win. I also predicted Kansas City will win as well. Can't win them all, right? And everybody else picked the Bucks to win. And it's looked like this is a ongoing theme. What's up, William Rogers? Rip Easy, Vincent Wright, Jay Ellis, Joseph. What's up, man? This looks like an ongoing theme. I think this is going to be every week. Probably 90% of the Bucks fans are going to always pick the Bucks to win, no matter what. And I try to offer some objectivity, some logic behind the reasoning why I pick these games and why I pick us to win or lose. But I hope this is a lesson learned for the 90% of the Bucks fans that's picking the Bucks to win every week. When you do that, you set yourself up for disappointment and emotional outbursts. And as I watched the game this past Sunday night, there was a lot of emotional outbursts with our fan base, not able to control their feelings because they picked the Bucks to win, which is understandable, right, from a fan standpoint. But a lot of the people that picked the Bucks to win, as far as Bucks fans, if you go back to week 1, they picked the Bucks every game. So when you pick the team to win every game and they lose, now your frustration show, right? You remove any logic, objectivity, common sense, and you just start saying anything. And I saw a lot of crazy comments. I'm saying this for a reason, and we'll get to the game in a second. I just want to directly talk to the Bucks fan base. Those of you that's watching, you guys got to settle down. You know, just as much as you brag about winning, that when we win, you got to be able to accept defeat. I don't care if it's 1 point, 2 points, 10 points, a blowout. Because the minute we win, we always talking noise, bragging, making fun of other teams, laughing and giggling, right? And that's cool, right, from a fan standpoint. But just as much as you can dish it, you got to be able to take it. And it's sad to say this, that a lot of us can't take losing. Some of us can, right? Some of us can take losing and just take it with pride. But from what I've seen on social media and the Facebook groups, a lot of us cannot take losing. Overreacting. This is overreaction Monday. And I always said, I keep telling y'all this, it's early in the season. We got a quarter of the season done. I predicted the Bucs will be 2-2 after 4 weeks. What's our record? 2-2. I mean, what's the issue? We got 13 more games. What's the issue? We'll be fine. But I'm highly disappointed. What's up, Derek? What's up, William? Highly disappointed in our fan base and how they conducted themselves Sunday night. I thought it was a little bit of embarrassment because you got people talking about Todd Bowles. What's up, you wish? A lot of people talking about Todd Bowles, downing him, coming at Rashad White, saying all kind of crazy stuff. And I was just sitting there reading these comments and these tweets, and I'm like, wow, it's okay to be mad when your team losing or when they lose a game, but all the juice. What's up, man? Oh, that's a Falcons fan. Oh, here you go. See, now you got the Falcons fan here, right? But I to me that's unacceptable. And you heard it here first from Buckles Laka. For those Buck fans out there, that's unacceptable. Because you're the same ones that's out there bragging about when we get wins, but when we get losers, you cry. You cry like a baby. I want to say the actual word, but I don't want to use that word because it's I get flagged. But cry like a baby. Grown men, grown women crying like babies because our team getting their butts whipped. What a shame. What a shame, man. But anyway, y'all gotta do better, man. y'all really gotta do better. What's up, Tony? DP Buck 32. What's up, man? Y'all gotta do better, man. I'm just disappointed in our fan base when we lose. Just talking about Joe Tryon, Rashad White, Todd Bowles, talking about Byron Leftwich, and that's fine and dandy. But when you take it overboard, are you a real Buck fan, or you just on the wagon because we winning right now? Anyway, I just wanted to say that I just wanted to put it out there like that. Um, let's get down to the game. Um, well, I made a point during the predictions. If you watched my prediction video last week, I made an emphasis on it comes down to coaching. And what did I tell y'all about this? I literally told y'all this last week. I literally told y'all the main reason why the Bucks going to lose this game was coaching. What happened? Once again, I mean, I'm not right all the time, but I'm right enough. I literally broke it down. Both teams, strength, who got the advantages, whether it was a push to the Bucks, push to the Chiefs, or a clear advantage. But the one area that the Chiefs had the biggest advantage in this game clearly showed Sunday night. Quite frankly, it was an embarrassment. What's up, Josh? It was quite an embarrassment. Quite an embarrassment. The differential between both coaches. Todd Bowles is not a top 10 coach. Not even close. Just from a head coaching standpoint because of his history. And this game should let you know where he stands at as the cream of the crop. Not even close. Andy Reid literally put together a game plan, offensively and defensively and special teams, because it's three phases to a game. And as a head coach, you in charge of the management of the team. You're the CEO of the 53-man and the coaching staff. Andy Reid been around for a long time. What's up, Rocco? 17, 17, 17, 17. Andy Reid has seen it all. He literally coached circles around Todd Bowles. Steve Spagnuolo had the right game plan. They knew they was going to give up some yards. They had to make the plays at the right time. That's all they did. The Chiefs' defense wasn't spectacular. All they had to do was just hold the lead. And they did exactly what they had to do. And we'll get into details in a second, but I'm just giving you the overall look of the game, how I looked at it. And I look at games a little different from a lot of people. So thank you for the $5 oh, you did? Oh, okay. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, man. He said I sent you a super chat through Cash App, but I wanted to say I'm 4-0 for my record prediction so far. Our loss was ugly, but we'll bounce right back. Yeah, you getting everything right, man. You one of the few guys that's objectively you one of the few Bucks fans that look at things from an objective standpoint. You're not the 17-0, 16-1 type person. And I appreciate you always giving your insight, whether we agree or disagree, or whether we on the same page. But so far this season, you're 4-0 on your predictions, man. I got the Cowboys game right? I got the Saints game wrong. And I got the Packers game wrong. And I got the Chiefs game right. So I'm 2-2. But if you look at those games, all those games it made sense. But when you look at the last two games, you see the difference. Oh, you don't know? Okay, so you wish, can you get with Brett? Because he said he doesn't know how to super chat, a Snapchat super chat. So can you get with him and help him out? If you know how to Cash App, it's easier. Just go to the Cash App and then Cash App, $ Buckles Locker. That's easier than sending it through super chat, because YouTube be taking money. So, but as an overall summary of how I look at the game, like I said, I'll break the game down in details, but just from an overall perspective, at the top of the food chain as far as each team's, the coaching was the big difference. Andy Reid's offense, whether it's Andy Reid by himself or him and Eric Bieniemy, but whatever it is, I think it's a combination of both. I don't think it's just Reid. I think it's Eric Bieniemy as well. They literally schemed a game plan so perfect. And I don't know if y'all noticed this. Did y'all look at Todd Bowles' face, his expression throughout the game? Did y'all see Todd Bowles, because he doesn't show any emotion? He shows very little emotion, very little enthusiasm, motivation. He's just kind of very bland and very even keeled, and if you took a look at Todd Bowles' facial expressions during the game, he had a lot of different type of facial expressions. And it was more of confusing. Like, what is going on? That's how bad he got outcoached. He had the look of a coach, a head coach that was like, what just happened? This is not what we prepared for. The game plan that Todd Bowles put together for the team was the total opposite of what was supposed to happen, what really happened. He thought he had the right game plan, but Andy Reid was 10 steps ahead. And I'm going to say this for a future reference. More teams are going to play the Bucs like this. There's a lot of holes in Todd Bowles' defense when you have the right coach that can see it. Matt LaFleur saw it, right? He saw it. He saw it. He saw it enough, right? Andy Reid really exposed the holes in the Bucs defense. Now, don't get me wrong, the Bucs defense is still really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying every defense got holes in it, and Todd Bowles' defense has got a hole in it because if you can block the blitz, and I said this before, the secondary could be food. And the surprising part about this season is the Bucs' run defense. And we saw bits and pieces dating back to week 1. There was holes in that Bucs defense. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Haihuki Marco. He says, do you think we need Sue back or not? Look, I gotta say this about Dominican Sue, right? He played for the Bucs for a few years, right? For a couple years, right? Well, not a couple, but several years. He was an intricate part of the run defense because of his strength, his aggression, and no nonsense attitude. Now, I will say this: Sue's presence, as far as his presence, his no nonsense, we not having it, is not there. Shout out to Vita Vea, but he's not the type of player that Sue is. He will never reach Sue level. He will never reach the Aaron Donald level. He will never reach the Chris Jones level, Fletcher Cox, Calais Campbell, DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, Geno Atkins, Grady Jarrett. It's not even close. And then you got some young guys around his age that impacts the game also as well, just as much as he do, and also rush the passer better. Leonard Williams, the Williams kid from the Jets, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. These guys got attitudes. And Vita Vea is a good player, but he can get he can be really too quiet. And the amount of money he's getting paid, I don't think the production adds up, in my opinion. And it's not a knock at not a knock at Vita Vea. It's just the money don't add up to the production according to the other guys that play defensive tackle. Now he's a nose tackle, but he plays in the middle of the defense. So you look at the other guys across the NFL, young and older, the impact of Vita Vea is big, right? It's good, but the aggression part he's lacking in. And to get pushed around like that all night long was quite embarrassing. And I'll get to that. I'll get to the breakdown in a second. I just want to kind of give an overview. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Buck Fanatic, Grizzlo, what's up? Abel, what's up? But let me circle back to the overview of the game from a coaching perspective, because that was the number one reason why the Bucs lost this game. And I'll get into the Bucs offense, which wasn't bad at all, playing catch up. So a lot of those yards, and I hate to say this, but it's the truth. I don't even use Venmo. Just send it to Cash App. Just send it to the Cash App. I hate to say this, but the offense did good playing catch up. The hole was too big, but a lot of it was garbage yards. So the numbers look good offensively, but it's when you don't win the game and you down by that much, no matter who the quarterback is, it's trash. It's trash yards. Has no effect on the game. It looks good at the end of the season or when you look at the stats, but that's trash because you were down so big. Now, a lot of things contributed to the reason why the Bucs were down a lot. And once again, I'm gonna circle back to coaching. The reason why the Bucs were down, coaching. Now, don't get me wrong, we'll get into the field in a second. I just gotta emphasize What's up, John McGee? I got to emphasize the coaching. What's up, William Rogers? Got to emphasize the coaching because I really want you to understand this won't be the last game. Unfortunately. Because when you play coaches that are just as good or better, that can break down your defense, and Todd Bowles is known for his defense. And I'm gonna read something to y'all as far as the rush defense, because the Bucs rush defense has been really good for the last several years, right? So somebody brought this up. I think it was I forgot who it was, but it was on a news clip. I want y'all to see this or hear this. The Bucs had 3 rushes for 3 yards. 3 yards rushing. The second lowest since 1989, since the loss to Washington in 1989. Todd Bowles played in that game too, by the way. I think it was from a news article. Forgot where it was, but I just was taking notes. That's crazy. And I'm gonna read y'all these stats. I want y'all to see how the game played out, right? It's interesting. And I remember, and I brought this up too. I literally brought this up. I talked about it a little bit too as well. And this I'm going to literally give y'all the biggest difference of the game and the reason why it was a big difference. So let me give y'all this piece right here, and I'll go into individual stats. But I just want to give you this one team stat between both teams. The Chiefs had the ball 38 minutes and 38 seconds. Now let that sink in for a second. It's a 60-minute game. The Bucs had the ball 21 minutes and 22 seconds. I want y'all to let that sink in for a second. You see the difference in the game plan? The Chiefs really wasn't trying to score a whole bunch of points, but one of the biggest things they were trying to do was to control the clock, and they literally did that, and they moved the ball. Now, I'm going to get back to the other team stats, but I want to go to the individual stats. Or, as a matter of fact, I can stick with the team stats because there's a distinctive difference between the two teams. The Chiefs ran 77 plays. The Bucs ran 59. What's up, Kimberly? What's going on? What's up, Raymond? Yeah. Well, I'll get to that. I'll get to that too. I want to talk about that too. The Chiefs had the ball. The Chiefs ran the ball. They had 77 plays. I'm sorry. They ran 77 plays. The Bucs ran 59. Now, if you look at the time of possession and you look at the amount of plays, 77 plays. So the Bucs defense was on the field quite a bit. A lot. Now let that sink in for a second. The Bucs ran 59 plays. They had the ball 21 minutes in a 60-minute game. That's crazy. The Chiefs had the ball 38 minutes. That's basically almost 40 minutes in a 60-minute game. Also, another telling stat, the money downs. The Chiefs were 12 for 17 on third downs. The Bucs were 6 for 10, which is not bad at all. But when you're converting 12 out of 17 on third downs, what are you doing, Todd Bowles, Larry Foote, Casey Rogers? So you mean to tell me you couldn't figure out the Chiefs' offense offensively to stop them on third down, and you supposedly knew where the ball was going at, but in actuality, they did not know where the ball was going. And I brought this up as well with the Chiefs receivers. Then they might not have no top tier receiver on that team, and of course they got Travis Kelsey. And we'll get to him in a second. But they got a bunch of receivers that can make plays, spread the ball around. It's kind of hard to defend the Kansas City Chiefs right now. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Once the Chiefs get in sync, they're gonna be really hard to stop because you don't know who's getting the ball. Now they could be even more versatile with their offense without Tyreek Hill, because when Tyreek Hill's on the field, it's like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelsey, okay. But now they got a bunch of average receivers, an elite tight end. They'll get Blake Bell back, and Edwards Hilaire, who he played very well, and Isaiah Pacheco went in the 7th round too. Crazy. How did he go in the 7th round? They got a bunch of guys that can make plays. And when you got a head coach like Andy Reid that know how to play chess, and he a writer, Andy Reid, bars. Andy Reid. Yeah, so it's not a reach. The Chiefs had 417 yards. The Bucs had 376. I'm gonna stop right there. I'll get back into the team stats, but I just want to paint this picture. I'm painting a beautiful picture for y'all to understand the levels of when it comes to coaching and how to scheme and how to put together a game plan. I'm literally giving y'all some gems. Like I'm trying to get y'all to see the bigger picture here. I'm trying to get y'all to look beyond the Brady eyes, right? Go one step up. Go to the coaching level eyes. Put your coaching goggles on. Remove your Brady goggles and your jersey and put a regular shirt on and put the coaching goggles on and look at the scheme and the game plan. I need y'all to do that. Patrick Mahomes, 23 for 37, 249 yards. And you would think that when he throws has those type of stats, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 3 times. You would think that, from a naked eye, Chiefs lost that game. He threw a pick. Right? You would think that's a below average game for Patrick Mahomes. He threw 3 touchdowns. In today's NFL, and I gotta say this, one of the few, if you ain't got a Patrick Mahomes, because look at those receivers he got. Nobody's scared of those receivers outside of Travis Kelsey. But when you got a quarterback like that has escapability, that can extend plays, and you saw the plays. You saw the plays. He got the it factor. And looking at these stats, he played very well. And not just from a statistical standpoint, not from the numbers, not from statistics. If you watch the game, he played well. He made some throws, and he had a couple drops from receivers. He played very well within the game plan that Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy put together offensively. Andy Reid is not known to run the ball. Since he had Patrick Mahomes, it's always been about Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, chuck the ball around. Andy Reid literally switched up his offense. And actually, I think he has several different offenses. He has a West Coast background, by the way. He coached under Mike Holmgren, who coached for the 49ers under George Seifert, right? So he has the West Coast offense background, but with a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, he can open up the West Coast offense and sprinkle it in with some dynamic, explosive plays and the ability to scheme guys open or call the right play. Todd Bowles, I'm sorry, let me go one level down. Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy had a better offensive game plan than Byron Leftwich. Let me repeat that. Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy are much better offensive coordinators than than Byron Leftwich. And that's no knock to Byron Leftwich, right? But it just levels to the game. As a team, like, because you got to include Eric Bieniemy in there, because I think Eric Bieniemy has input as well. He calls some plays as well. But as a combination, because they both go back and forth. But Byron Leftwich missing some screws. It's not even close. This game was so obvious to let y'all know that Byron Leftwich doesn't believe in the running game. So you mean to tell me the first 2 games of the season, you ran the ball over 30 times? So you fooled us? In the last 2 games, 2 losses, you don't run the ball well and you lose. I'm trying to understand that. Was that fool's gold? Did you hype us up that, we're going to have a strong physical team, run the ball and punch them back? And the last 2 games, you went finesse and which equated to losses? We'll keep going. Kansas City rushing the chat. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And I even spoke about him last week. Like, he ain't it. I was talking about Pacheco, but we'll get to Pacheco in a second. But I thought Pacheco, I'm going to be real with you. Edwards-Helaire did very well, but I think Pacheco should be starting. And Edwards-Helaire should be the 3rd down back. In my personal opinion. Based on what my hashtag, what does your eyes tell you? What's up, Mr. Travis Jones? Edwards-Helaire had 19 carries, 92 yards, 4.8 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. His longest run was 20 yards. You talking about the 5'5", 5'6" Clyde Edwards-Helaire? That guy? The guy that the Chiefs fans wasn't too big on because he was kind of like, and they was talking about Isaac Pacheco. Isaac Pacheco, 7th round pick. He went in the back end of the 7th round. Shout out to Andy Reid for spotting this guy in the 7th round. The guy looks better than a lot of rookie running backs right now. And I hate to say this, but he looks better than Rachaad White. More versatile. Can actually return kicks and catch and run. How did he go in the 7th round? How did all these teams pass this guy over 7 times? How did Isaac Pacheco get passed up in 7 rounds 31 times? Well, not 31 times, but damn near 32 times. Until the Chiefs picked him in the 7th round and back in. He had 11 carries for 63 yards. 5.7 yards to carry. Well, my eyes told me that guy's good. He runs hard. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a problem moving forward. He's only going to get more carries. Now the Chiefs got a running game with 2 running backs that can be effective. One runs with power. One is very short and very shifty. Darian Sproles, Austin Eckler type. And Mahomes scrambled 4 times for 34 yards. In key situations, this is why your quarterback got to be mobile. Got to have some escapability. Now, a lot of teams don't have that type of quarterback, but there is teams that have quarterbacks that can escape situations. And Mahomes is one of them. Of course, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, quarterbacks that can make plays with their feet when need be. Now, we don't have that, obviously, but that guy is special. Passing. Oh, they ran the ball 37 times for 189 yards, 5.1 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. They even had a play where Mahomes was in the shotgun with two running backs and a tight end Gray. They put him in motion, and he was under center, and it was a quarterback sneak with a tight end. What team does that? What team does that? Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy were in their bags. When I say they were in their bags, they were in their bags. I'm literally giving y'all the bigger picture here. $37 times. Andy Reid don't even like to run the ball 37 times. Go check the history. How many games have Andy Reid ran the ball that many times since Mahomes been the quarterback? Don't worry, I'll wait. Receiving wise, every guy has a role on the team. The Bucs secondary had some issues with Travis Kelsey. You know he was the guy, and they still couldn't stop him. How in the world you go into a game knowing that the guy that you got to shut down is an all-pro, future Hall of Fame tight end in Travis Kelsey, and he finds a way to get 9 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. And all 9 catches were very key. I think if I'm not, I don't remember exact number, but out of those 9 catches, I think probably 5 of them was first downs. So you mean to tell me Levante David and Devin White and Mike Edwards, y'all couldn't just bracket him? How in the world Travis Kelsey, Levante David, where was the Levante David in the Super Bowl? Because I sure didn't see it yesterday. I think if Mahomes really wanted, I think if the Chiefs really wanted to, they could have had 400 yards passing. Didn't need it. Did y'all see the hezzy? Yeah, exactly. Did y'all see the hezzy that Travis Kelsey put on Levante David? That's called studying film. Over aggressive defense do the most. When you have an over and aggressive defense like the Bucs do, and you have a coach like Andy Reid, this is what happens. There's levels to the coaching game, folks. And I guarantee you, other teams are going to use this blueprint. You want to send Devin White? We're going to eat you up with a screen to the slot or to the wideout. Todd Bowles got to make an adjustment with this delayed blitzing stuff. I get it. He liked to blitz a lot, but I told y'all this. Andy Reid was literally on the beach with his sunglasses on, drinking a mojito during the game. He had no worries about Todd Bowles' game plan. Had no answer for Travis Kelsey. Valdez Scanlon, 3 catches for 63 yards. Oh, and by the way, Travis Kelsey had 10 targets. He caught 9 of them. So there's blame to go around the table with this, right? Linebackers and safeties, right? That's your job, to control the middle of the field. But it's quite disappointing knowing that the Chiefs had one guy that can really hurt you, and the Bucs could not stop him. The Bucks should have had two guys on Travis Kelsey at all times. You're going to beat us with Valdez Scantling and Juju Smith and Sky Moore and Fortson and Nico Hartman. You're going to beat us with those guys. You're not going to beat us with Travis Kelsey will not be the reason or one of the reasons why we lose. Juju Smith-Schuster, 5 catches, 46 yards, 8 targets. Valdez Scantling, 3 catches, 63 yards, 5 targets. Efficient, right? Sky Moore, the rookie that I like, 2 catches for 31 yards. He's going to get more familiar with the system. Fortson, what? Carlton Davis, really? Second week in a row, you got beat with a slant route or a skinny post. What's up, Ray P? Rich Sing 41, Payday 39. What's up? Carl Davis, for the second week in a row, you're getting beat with the same route. So you know what that is? That means teams are studying your technique on certain downs and distances or inside the red zone. They see where you don't like to get up in the receiver face. You want to play off the ball, knowing that you're not an off the ball cornerback. And you're giving up the inside again. One, two, three, 5 different guys scored for the Chiefs. There was no focus on. No, it was like you didn't know who's going to score. So crazy. And as I transition over to the opposite side, because I'm looking at the Chiefs offense and the Bucks defense right now at this point. The Bucks defense played the Cowboys offense. They're a little better at Cooper Rush, but week 1, from what we've seen, struggled. Not struggle, but they played well. Played very well, right? Week 2, played the Saints with Jameis Winston. Fought that tooth and nail. Battled and grinded that victory out. Blitzing like crazy. And you blitzed both teams, the Cowboys and the Saints, quite a bit. Because you knew the quarterbacks that they had was going to struggle. And then in the third week, you play Aaron Rodgers. And in the fourth week, you play Patrick Mahomes. So the quarterback competition has gotten better every week. More film on your defense. The more teams are going to study your tendencies and where players are lined up at and how to make plays and make you pay. If the Bucks don't fix this, and this is not a panic conversation. This is just logical thinking from the last 2 weeks, from the first 2 weeks versus the last 2 weeks. There's a trend that's starting to happen. It's a trend. The last 2 weeks, you starting to see teams got more film on the Bucks defense. They're starting to kind of scheme a little bit better. They're going to make the Bucks pay if they don't make some adjustments, and we'll get to that. But we're still on the Chiefs offense and coaching versus the Bucks defense and Bucks coaching on defense. Shout out to Chiefs Kingdom, the fan base. Shout out to the Chiefs O-line. Shout out to the Chiefs O-line. Remember what I told y'all in the Super Bowl? I'm glad we won our Super Bowl. Yes, indeed. But remember what I told y'all? The Chiefs had 3 starters missing. Did y'all forget that part? And what did Andy Reid do? What did Andy Reid do? He literally revamped the O-line. Mitchell Schwartz, Eric Fisher out of there. I forgot the medical guy, the guard. He's out, but Trey Smith. I thought Andrew Wiley was going to be a liability, a huge liability. Orlando Brown Jr., Joe Tooney, and Creed Humphrey. What did I tell y'all about the O-line? They're good. But see, some of y'all didn't want to believe that. Oh, the Bucs defense is. You literally ignored that part. And you saw it all game long. And some of you probably still in denial. Oh, the Chiefs O-line not good. You got to give credit where it's due. The Chiefs O-line played outstanding. They owned up to the challenge. Because there was some woofing going on with Shaq Barrett. Oh, they literally looked the same. Really, Shaq Barrett? Devin White, bumping your gums. You don't think the Chiefs had this game circled? You don't think Justin Watson and Ronald Jones had played a part in Chiefs' victory? Yes. Don't think for 1 minute that Justin Watson and Ronald Jones didn't play a part. They did. I don't care what anybody say. I know them two. They had to. There's no way that they didn't help out Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. They had to. But shout out to the Chiefs O-line. Yeah, the Bucs got a couple sacks. Yeah, they got Mike Edwards had a blitz sack, which is pretty good, right? That was a good scheme to get a sack, right? And technically, Gray, the tight end, missed his assignment. If he just would have just looked to the left and he would have blocked Mike Edwards, that would have been blocked. That blitz would have been blocked. And it was a guy running open to his right. That actually when he got sacked, he was open. And Mahomes was looking that direction. But that was a good call by Todd Bowles. Poor execution on the Chiefs tight end, Gray, who also dropped the ball. That would have been Blake Bell, but and then the Nassib got a sack, and Anthony Nelson got a sack. Shout out to Carl Nassib, and shout out to Anthony Nelson. 2 backups. Now, if you want to look at the time of those sacks, it is what it is. Those sacks was what, fourth quarter? And that was just because, and actually, Mahomes had a check down. He didn't even look at the check down. He was trying to go down the field. So you can look at those sacks and say those are sacks, but that was on Mahomes. He got outside the playbook. Usually that ball would have been gone. And the Carl Nassib sack, Carl Nassib, his length, he reached around Wiley and grabbed, Mahomes' jersey and, pulled him down, which is a good sack. Length, right? Length matters. But that was Mahomes holding the ball too long. That's on Mahomes. The Anthony Nelson sack was a good sack. Right? So shout out to those two. But the problem is the Bucs overall as a unit, especially in the front seven, front six, front seven, whatever, was too inconsistent and not aggressive enough as far as the point of attack. A disappointing game for Shaq Barrett and Joe Tryon and Vita Vea and William Golson and Nacho. Very disappointing game. The whole D-line and outside linebackers and linebackers. Disappointing game. What's up, Kenneth? Very disappointing in Shaq Barrett. Andrew Wiley? They even had Shaq Barrett line up on Orlando Brown Jr. Still couldn't do nothing. They even had Shaq Barrett doing stunts. Didn't work. The Chiefs picked the stunts up very well. The Devin White blitz up the middle. He got in a few times, but it was too late. Too late. Ball was gone. Or there was a run play or screen pass. Every time Devin White was flying 100 miles an hour up the middle of the rushing the A gap as usual, I don't get it. I gotta say this, man, about Devin White. If he wants to reach his potential, you gotta do more than just blitzing. Now he won defensive player of the month, and that's great. But it just seemed like the only impactful plays that he does is blitzing. If is he going? Is he? What is that? Micah Parsons? I mean, what is he like? Is he a linebacker or a pass rusher? I'm just trying to figure out because every time I turn around, he's only blitzing, and then when he's in coverage, he's out there. The only impactful plays, you're a linebacker, and that's all you do is blitz, delayed blitzes, and he gets there when there's an incompetent O line. But when you have a competent O line, he doesn't do anything. I'm just trying to figure out: do we pay Devin White as an outside linebacker or as a linebacker? I'm just trying to figure this out. What's up, Rich? Oh yeah. What's up, Tevin Steele? Bucks Life, all caps. Very disappointed in our front seven. The Chiefs O-line manhandled and dominated. They circled the game. The bulletin board material that Shaq Barrett, they look the same to me and all. How did they look the same? They literally revamped their whole O-line. They got an all-pro center, top 5 center, top 5 left guard, an up-and-coming young right guard, and a surprisingly, for this particular game, Andrew Wiley, and of course, a top 10 left tackle or top 15 left tackle. How do they look the same? How can you fix your face to literally say they look the same to me? Are you serious? Well, they sure did. They sure did. They sure look the same, Shaq Barrett. Had you out there looking like a little boy. You ain't do anything. Goose egg. All that money, and this is why you get paid all that money for games like this. Big games, not the cheesy games. The games that you're going to get 2 or 3 sacks and everybody on the bandwagon. You get paid for the games like this. This is why you're not on the Von Miller level or the Khalil Mack level. This is why you don't get mentioned when they talk about pass rushers. They mention you here and there, but you don't really see Shaq Barrett's name always popping up. Don't get me wrong, he's up there in certain category. I'm just saying, like, he's not a household name because sometimes he just go ghost. Mr. Flop, we got a Ravens fan. Oh, Patrick Queen. Yeah, he ain't looking good. He like Devin White too, like the blitz a lot too. LSU linebackers, man. You wanted the smoke, the Chiefs O-line gave you the smoke. And somebody in the chat room mentioned this. They were all healthy. Unlike 2020 when 3 were missing. This time they got 5 guys healthy, and you see the big difference in the Chiefs offense. Was Patrick Mahomes running around for his life, throwing the ball parallel to the ground? Nope. How is it possible that you allow the weakest link in the O-line and you don't attack that? Andrew Wiley, number 77? You don't find the ways to send blitzes on his end. And Where was Joe Tryon? As good as he is as a young guy, but he still got a lot to learn. He need to get some. He gotta eat. He gotta eat. He gonna be fine. Trust me, he gonna be fine. But he gotta get stronger because he was getting bullied. Nacho, where was all the chest beating and crawling on the ground and beating your chest at, Nacho? Because I seen a couple plays you got dog walk on your back. And I'm just giving y'all the real uncut truth. And I know it might hurt some of y'all, but this is what you guys got to hear this. A lot of y'all scared to talk like this because you don't want no backlash or you don't want nobody coming at you, but you got to hear the real part because, like I said, when we win, yeah, we win. We're going to talk this and that. We're going to talk about the good and all that stuff like that. But when we lose, I got to bring up things that can hurt the Bucs defensively down the road. As good as the defense has been, don't get me wrong, they still good. Don't not get me wrong. But games like this gives you a pause for a second before you crown them champions. You saw some of the chinks in the Green Bay Packer game. You saw it. I saw it. Whether you wanted to believe it or not, I believed it and I saw it. It's only week 4, but if the Bucs don't clean these things up, you're going to play the Bengals. You're going to play the Rams and the Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins. And also the playoffs as well. You got to clean this stuff up. McVay around the corner. Zach Taylor around the corner. These guys got explosive offenses that can hurt you defensively. I wanted Travis Jones. But the Bucs defensively, man, if we don't blitz, it's like, what in the world is going on when we don't blitz? It's almost like when you blitz so much, you don't really know how good your D-line is because you get pressure blitzing. But it's like, how good is our D-line really outside of blitzing? And if they go against the competent O-line, they don't do anything. Sandoval 813. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Next time, Cash App. Cash App, $ Buckles Locker. If you got Cash App. But super chat is fine. What do we see in 56 and 92? We need young guys. Oh, so you're calling them 56 and 90? You're not going to call them by their names? You're going to call them by their numbers, man? I get it. Yes, of course we need younger guys. They're not it. That's not it. Those two are not it. And as shout out to William Golson and Nacho, man, but bruh, they don't offer anything with the pass rush. Nothing. And when you have those two guys getting significant snaps, those guys are not even starters on other teams. Those guys are backups at best. Tick 757, what's up? Corey Richards, what's up? Nacho will barely get any snaps on other teams. Barely. He's getting a lot of snaps with the Bucs. William Golson is not a starter. He is a backup, but he's starting. So when you got two guys that are not explosive, don't offer a lot of pass rush, but yet they're getting significant snaps. That's interesting. To be honest with you, Logan Hall should be taking all these snaps. This is why I say the Bucs should have got Travis Jones as well. Trenches matter, and the Chiefs' trenches clearly was part of the reason why they won the game. This game is an example, or if it hasn't shown you, this game should also let you know when you don't fulfill the needs on a defensive line, you get exposed in games like this. It doesn't happen often to the Bucs, right? But every year is different. Every year you are a 1 year older. William Golson and Nacho are on the wrong side of 30. You need more juice, and I'm going to say this early right now. The Bucs need 2 more young D linemen. 2 more, like Logan Hall, like a Tryon. You need 2 more of those guys. Period. I don't care. There's no way you can go another season with William Golson and Nacho getting all these snaps. No way. No way. And y'all already know I've said enough about William Golson. He doesn't offer anything outside of just being big and durable. Almost doesn't count. And Nacho, he does the most and does very little. Y'all saw it last night. So let's run this down. I spent the whole hour on the Chiefs coaching and the Chiefs offense versus the Bucs coaching and the Bucs defense. Clear difference. Clear difference. They had the perfect game plan. And it worked to perfection. This is how you beat the Bucs, or how you play with them. Green Bay did it last week, and now the Chiefs. Now, granted, we got the Falcons next. They are run-centric. And coming off this game, I'm pretty sure the Bucs going to be amped up to stop the Falcons' run. Hopefully, right? Now let's flip to the other side. Offensively for the Bucs. Oh, you know what? Shout out to Murphy Button. Got a pick. Got a pick. It was one of those Mahomes. He gonna throw you a pick, right? Mahomes should have had about 7 picks this year already. But shout out to Murphy Button. Got a pick. I almost ran it back too. It was in the fourth quarter, towards the end of the game, but on the back end of the game. But hey, Murphy Button got some snaps today. Logan Ryan got hurt. I told you the reason why he gonna play. The only reason why he gonna play. Nacho play like he 30. That was a joke. I know he not 30. He play like he 30 plus. You missed it. Went over your head. It went over your head. Bounce movement. It's over your head, buddy. You that's old now. You late. I know he on IR. You're late. It was over your head, but he played like he 30. I know Ghostin over 30, but Nacho play like he 30 something. Joke over your head. Catch up. I need you to catch up. But Logan Ryan got hurt. Logan Ryan got hurt. Foot injury. We don't know the severity of it, but he hurt his foot. That's why you're seeing a lot of Keanu O'Neal, and you also seen Murphy Button. Keanu O'Neal played a lot, but how much of a difference did he make, though? Keanu O'Neal played a lot of snaps, but he didn't make a huge difference in the run game, and he's supposed to be the thumper. Yeah, and Carlton Davis said he okay. He's okay. It's the Logan Ryan. That's the bigger issue. Mike Edwards. Come on, man. Anyway, offensively for the Bucs, Brady 39 for 52, 385, 7.4 yards attempt or average a catch, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, got sacked 1 time. Shout out to the Bucs O-line. And so that's good numbers, right? Out of them 385 yards, I would say about 250 were garbage. They were down like 2 or 3 scores. Garbage. Like Skip Bayless tried to hype up Brady's numbers, but Shannon Sharp kind of was like, no, because you do that to every other quarterback when they do it. 385 yards in a losing matter, and about 250 were trash because you were down like 2 or 3 scores. Empty calories. About 250 yards were empty. And the Chiefs wasn't even worried. The Chiefs defense wasn't even worried Brady was chucking the ball around. That's what they wanted. It was like, yeah, sure. You can move the ball between the 20s. Sure. You'll get a couple touchdowns here and there, but we got a big enough lead. The Chiefs wasn't even rushing correct. They weren't even rushing hard. They weren't even blitzing. Steve Spagnuolo is a blitzing dude. They weren't even doing that. They were playing soft. Because they knew they had a cushion. And I don't know why teams do this. I know if I was a coordinator and we up 38-17, I'm going to keep coming. I'm going to keep sending the dogs. Teams like to give up the cushion and before you know it, a team can back in the game. You know what I'm saying? But the Chiefs were very comfortable. Trust me. Those yards meant nothing to them. And you could see how they were playing in the fourth quarter because they knew they had the game in the bag. And you might be like, well, the Bucs had 385 yards passing. The Chiefs didn't care about that. Chiefs didn't care. Chiefs did not care. We do not care. My Mike Tomlin voice. We do not care. I don't think we're done. The Chiefs had that bag. They had that game bagged up in the late third quarter. Late third quarter, that game was in the bag. And that's what my eyes told me. It didn't matter what the Bucs did at the end of the third quarter, in the fourth quarter. That game was in the bag. That game was over in the end of the third quarter. Now you look at the score, 41-10. Oh, it was only 10 points. Bruh, if the Chiefs really wanted to, if they really wanted to, they could have put up a 50 burger easily. But see, this is why I say the reason why I'm giving y'all these numbers is one of my favorite hashtags is hashtag what does your eyes tell you? When you look at the numbers for the Bucs passing wise, you're gonna be like, yay. But when you watch the game, you're gonna be like, oh. And that goes for any quarterback, not just Brady. Any quarterback that does this type of stuff. Yeah, okay. What's the score? That's why you never want to get caught up in numbers. 385 yards and you lose by 10? Because you, in the naked eye, play damn good. But when you look at how much of those yards were down 2 scores or 3 scores, you'd be like, oh, it didn't matter. Because it had no effect on the outcome of the game. No matter how you spin it, 385 yards had no effect on the outcome of the game. That is the goal. I don't care. You can throw the ball 70 times and lose. The Chiefs had no worries. The Bucs had 6 carries for 3 yards. Don't get mad at me. I don't care how you feel. Don't get mad at me. Now, I don't want to put you on blast. Don't get mad at me. Watch the game. The game was in the bag in the end of the third quarter. The last 5 minutes of the third quarter, you kind of had you can see like the Bucs is not going to win this game. The game plan for the Chiefs was 10 times better than the Bucs. I don't care about the numbers. Care less. It was about the game plan that the Chiefs had. They literally did what Green Bay did. They just did it better. Let's just say that. They literally did what Green Bay did, but just better. They executed better. Green Bay had a good, solid O-line, right? The Chiefs got one. Green Bay ran the ball. Chiefs ran the ball. More successful than the Packers did. Green Bay got a bunch of receivers, average receiver, whatever. The Chiefs do. Green Bay got a solid tight end, but not like nowhere near Travis Kelsey level. But you get where I'm going with this? 6 carries for 3 yards. Rachaad White had 3 carries for 6 yards. Leonard Fournette had 3 carries for -3 yards. Walking the plank, baby. I got some guys on here, man. After the first 2 weeks, he ran the ball over 20 times. The next 2 weeks, under 15. Can anybody explain to me why there's such a drop off with Fournette running the ball? Why? Oh, because we got our receivers back. Oh, okay. So now we're finna just chuck the ball around consistently. Move the ball between the 20 and score some TDs. Yeah. So we're not going to beat teams up. So now we're going to go back to this 52 attempts and 6 rushes. Wow. Great game plan. Now, it did start out kind of crazy because Rachaad White did fumble the ball. So it was like, oh boy. Now, even when he did that, and it was boom, boom, Chiefs touchdown, 7-0. Even then, it still was not a big deal. It still was not a big deal when Rachaad White fumbled the ball. It was only 7-0. Even at 10-0. 14, 17 and up, yeah. It's hard to run the ball when you're down 17 points, but 7-0, 14-3, not that much of it. You don't just give it up. What's up, Mr. Smitty? You get what I'm saying? It's like the Bucs do kind of panic offensively when they can't run the ball or they get down the score or they down 10-0 or 14. They tend to panic and just throw the game plan out the window. Just throw the running game out the window. I'm just saying. What's up, Buccaneers for life? Lego my ego. Remember, it was only 7-0 after the fumble. Boom, boom. And that was a gut punch because of Rachaad White, and he owned up to it. So shout out to Rachaad White. He'll be all right. Don't pound on the man that bad. I mean, he's a rookie. He made a mistake. It happened. Like Mike 82, what's up? But at 7-0, you don't give up the game plan. 14-3, you don't throw the game plan out the window. Remember what I told y'all? Our passing game will be fine. But you must be able to run the ball when needed. You can't panic and hit the red button and say, Brady, throw the ball 52 times. Now, by doing that, you expose him to harm. By doing that, you expose Brady to taking hits. He took a sack. There's only one. He took a sack, and he kind of grimaced a shoulder injury. Now, of course, Brady gonna play through it. He's gonna tough it out, right? But you can tell it hurt. Jadarius Sneed, whatever I forgot his first name was Sneed. Came in a great call by Steve Spagnuolo. Sack, fumble, Chris Jones recover. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm just saying. Because that could have been a rotator cuff, a severe shoulder injury, or anything could have happened in that situation when you're dropping back, throwing the ball a lot. Now, the running game, awful. 6 carries. Byron Leftwich, I'm making my walk the plank list too. Got to put Rashad White on there. Sorry, buddy. I know it's all, but you fumbled. So, Shaq Barrett. I'll say the Bucks front 7. No, well, I mean, it just couldn't stop the Chiefs offense. So it's almost like the whole Bucks defense need to walk the plank. Because I got to do this, man. I could be nitpicky. I could be nitpicky, but I don't know. Thinking about it, we'll get back to that. Todd Bowles, you got to walk the plank too. Oh, Julio Jones, you got to walk the plank too. Always hurt. Where was Kyle Rudolph? Where was Kyle Rudolph? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what Kyle Rudolph was? Inactive. Again. Why he getting all that money? I don't know. Rudolph got to walk the plank too. Just because. But offensively, that is not the game plan you should have. And it looked like I don't think that was the original game plan. And just taking a guess, I think the Bucks probably did want to run the ball. But I just think they panicked, man. And Fournette body language was so bad. His body language was so bad. It was. He has bad body language too. All right, man. Uh, Receiving wise, shout out to Mike Evans. 2 tutties, 8 catches for 103 yards, 2 touchdowns, 10 targets. So he was very efficient. 80% of the balls he caught, right? Shout out to Chris Godwin. Coming back from injury. You could tell he was kind of like okay. 7 catches for 59 yards. A lot of the dink and dunk stuff. Not a lot of down the field. They didn't want to run him hard right there, so it's pretty obvious. Fournette 7 catches for 57 yards. Rashad White, I know you're in the walk the plank list, but you have 5 catches for 50 yards. And I think they might have found something right there. Cameron Rate 4 for 32. He's under concussion protocol. He took a nasty. It wasn't a hit. He kind of ran into Chris Godwin's like leg or something. His head snapped and hit the ground, and he was kind of woozy. He got hurt, concussion. So hopefully he feels better soon. But Cade Otton came in the game. He caught 3 for 29. So Cade Otton getting some catches. That's good. Russell Gage. Russell Gage. 30 million. What did I tell y'all about the expectations for Russell Gage and Julio Jones? I literally went over this before the season started. If your expectations is high, you're going to be disappointed. Told y'all. Don't get mad at me. Cole Kef, 1 catch for 19 yards. Julio had 1 for 7. Cole Beasley, 1 for 5. I know this is Cole Beasley's second game, but okay, where we going with Cole Beasley? You know what I'm saying? What, 4 or 5 games we'll find out? But shout out to K Otten too. Shout out to the Bucs O-line for blocking. The Chiefs had a little bit of pressure, but it wasn't. They had the right game plan for Chris Jones. But Luke Gedeke did struggle some points of the game with Chris Jones. But overall, played okay for me. Robert Hainsley, they're getting better. Those guys are getting better. Donovan Smith, he did his thing. Tristan Wirfs, of course, and that 1 sack came from a blitz. So the O-line is getting better. They gelling. Just Luke Gedeke, he had a holding call, and he got beat a couple times. But Brady just know where to go with the ball, and Brady had escaped a couple sacks by ducking. Brady loves ducking. He worked on that. That's his escapability right there. Not like moving around outside the pocket, but he's like step up in the pocket. His little duck move, right? So shout out to Tom Brady with his TB12 duck move, right? Escaped a couple sacks like that, but the O-line did a pretty good job for the most part. Like I said, Luke Gedeke is the weak link. He is the weak link. So he'll get better. Hainsley's doing much better now. Of course, Shaq Mason does his thing. I think they invest a lot of money. They invest a lot of time in pass blocking. They don't spend a lot of time run blocking. It's not the Bucs O-line is not physical as it was the first 2 games. The first 2 games, the Bucs O-line were very physical. The Bucs ran the ball 30 plus times, but these last 2 games is like they're not putting a lot into running the ball, which is interesting. The O-line has gotten soft a little bit as far as run blocking. Very disappointed in the O-line with the run blocking. Very disappointed. The Chiefs won the turnover battle, 2-1, right? Bucs had 2 turnovers, Chiefs had 1. Mike Edwards had 13 tackles. Devin White had 11. But there was like a lot of just because the Chiefs had the ball 77 plays. So Levante David had 10. Travis Kelsey, the Travis Kelsey effect, right? And the Chiefs ran the ball very well, so the Bucs got a lot of tackles because they wasn't stopping them on 3rd down. That's a telltale sign. 3 guys with double-digit sacks is not a good thing. 3 guys with double-digit sacks, 10 plus sacks, is not a good thing. That means that the opponent's offense was moving the ball, and they had the ball quite a bit, which is 38 minutes. Ken O'Neill had 6 tackles. Antoine Winfield had 3. Nassib had 4 with a sack. Edwards had a sack. Nelson had 3 tackles with a sack. Carlton Davis had 3 tackles. William Golson 3 tackles. Tryon had 3 tackles. I mean, from an overall perspective, and it starts with the coaching, the defense, man. Overall, they didn't play well. It's hard, man. Gave up 417 yards, 189 rushing, 5 yards to carry. It's nothing. No, there's no good points out of that. The Chiefs just dominated the game, and I don't care what the score says. The game plan was just 1,000 times better, and they executed it to the T. The Chiefs can get whatever they wanted on third down. 12 for 17. They had 17 tries on third down. Special teams. Rashad White with the fumble. There was a flag. There was a legal procedure on a Jake Komata on one of his kickoffs. He averaged 41 yards a punt. So as far as special teams, Pacheco had a really good return. So I would give the special teams a C because of the fumble. The fumble on the kickoff return, the penalty on the kickoff, and the Pacheco return was pretty good. He actually would have scored, or probably it'd have been a foot race. So I'm gonna give special teams a C, and I'm going to give the defense a D. A D, and a D minus. By the way, I'm gonna get an offense a C, and I'm not basing it. Because the reason why I'm not looking at just the numbers, I'm just looking at it just from a perspective of in general, like overall, a C. So you got 2 C's and an F, and the coaching F, head coach F. So you got 2 C's, a D, and an F. F for the head coach. It all starts with him. He's held responsible for wins and losses too. I know they like to give it to the quarterback, but nah. Yeah, C. Special teams get a C. Offense get a C. Yeah, C. Oh yeah, offense. Yeah, offense get a C. Yeah, D plus C. Because the garbage yards. You know what I'm saying? And the band of the running game, so I got to hold it against them. D plus C, C minus. Special teams get a C. Defense get an F. Coaching get an F. So, well, folks, I would do a locker room session, but I just got in today. I'll probably do one tomorrow. We'll discuss this more tomorrow. And I'll hear from you guys. I don't feel like doing it right now. I'm a little tired. I got in from a flight today, so I just want to come on here and give y'all an insight on what I saw from the game. Got room to grow. That's a good thing about it. The Bucs got room to grow, and they will. They will grow. They'll get better. Just can't have these slow starts and self-inflicted wounds and bad coaching. That's the most important thing. You can have a lot of talent, but when you're coaching bad, it don't matter. Take it from the Saints. Ask the Saints fans. Look at the Saints. Matter of fact, the NFC South is really not that good right now. Bucs 2-2, the Falcons 2-2, the Saints 1-3, and the Panthers 1-3. Yep. Ask the Saints fans. All that talent. Look at the coaching. Horrible. All that talent. Coaching's bad. The Bucs can't have that, because if the coaching becomes bad, you can't overcome bad coaching. It's hard. It doesn't matter how much talent you got. But when you got bad coaching, it just overtakes the talent. Look at the Saints. Prime example. The Saints are the best 1-3 team in the NFL. Let's think in for a second. I gotta take a shot at them. I gotta take a shot at them. The Saints are the best 1-3 team in the NFL. They lead the league in turnovers. They lead the league in penalties. All that talent, horrible coaching. Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael. Yikes. Now they got Andy Dalton, game manager. The Saints are going this way if they don't figure it out. Too much talent, though. Too much talent. Like the Bucs. The Bucs got a lot of talent, but this game cannot allow this game to deter their season, right? So, anyway, well, anyway, shout out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits as I close this live locker room discussion down, and we'll do a open locker room tomorrow, and you guys can tell me about your thoughts on the Chiefs game. I'm sorry, folks, I cannot do it tonight because we'll be out here for 5 hours, and I cannot do it tonight. So, gather your thoughts tomorrow. Get your questions ready. Get your thoughts ready for tomorrow. We're gonna do some walking the plank. I should do that right now. Should I do walking the plank right now? Should I do walking the plank right now while I got this open? Maybe I should, huh? I might do it tomorrow. I got to get my sound together. I guess I can do walking the plank. I got to go down the list. I thought I should save it, right? Tomorrow. Yeah. Should save it for tomorrow. That's something to work on. I can do that at the very beginning. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Anyway, shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining Buckles Locker. Bucks fans, relax. We're 2-2, as I predicted, after 4 games. With that being said, everybody relax. Don't overreact. Fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag no risky, no biscuit. Hashtag facts over feelings. Hashtag bombs away. Hashtag most importantly, stay humble. Please stay humble. Win or lose. Hashtag what does your eyes tell you? Told you a lot this game, right? Hashtag possibility versus probability. Hashtag trenches matter. They really do. Hashtag don't get mad at me. Hashtag still Super Bowl or bust. Buckles Locker is out. See y'all tomorrow.